All right. As we finish our commercials, we go right into the interview. We say hashtag job, wealth, and health creation today. As, boy, in a couple days, November will be over. And, of course, we know in November it's so many themes. Parent Month, Child Month, Community Month. What am I leaving out? Volunteerism Month. But, we see the themes as a launching pad because we adopt these principles throughout the whole year. Yeah, absolutely. Especially volunteerism right here at the Mustard Seed community. That's a given. We parenting and youth. So this morning we're going to be speaking to guru, author, motivational speaker, and co-founder of the Temple of Inner Peace, who does a lot of work with young people, even personally. He's dealing with a youth right now, and he's had many experiences in his lifetime. Of course, people make mistakes, and then people learn and grow on the way. That's how it is. And that's parenting, because we were never really given a book on how to parent. It's just that in this time now, we're learning more about parenting and parenting skills. So we'll speak to Brother Theo Chambers, speaking on the keys of parenting for Parents and Youth Month. It's always great to have Theo Chambers here, zooming in. Good morning, my brother.
Happy day. How are you?
Blessed day. I'm great. It's a mission Monday, and I know we're on a mission.
That's correct.
Right. So, as we celebrate our... Look who's here. Okay. He's a daddy. He knows about parenting, too. It's Parent Month. It's Youth Month. And so we give thanks, as we take these themes into our other months and celebrate, right? So, my brother, welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, with parenting, as I always say, to me, it's the most important profession, if you want to put it that way. The most important thing you can do is parenting. So it makes sense that you do it properly. As I said, it's the most difficult as far as I'm concerned. And it's not an easy road to parent,
That's correct.
So let's start out with that. In terms of let's start out with you personally, and then we segue into parenting, how you were brought up that makes you have an understanding as to how you can indeed parent.
Well, I got to say that even though I was brought up with a mother and a father in a house, and it's a beautiful relationship we have with my siblings, I was like a renegade, I have my own philosophy and idea what parenting is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, a parent should never try to make the child fulfill their dreams that they did not fulfill.
And that happens a lot, right?
Yes. You should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should take over the family dreams, you should farm family tradition. That should not be the case.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, like Khalid Gibran stated, your children come through you, but not from you.
Mm-hmm.
You can house their body, but not their soul, because they live in a tomorrow which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. Try not to tell your kids what they should be. Mm-hmm. They came into this world, they know what their mission is supposed to be, and sometimes we suppress that vision.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say one thing else. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the great astrophysicist, stated that children's dreams are suppressed. An example, being an astrophysicist, his kids can do whatever they want. Sometimes you have a child who will come home and tear your television apart and want to dismantle your phone
mm-hmm.
and everything. And you slap and you beat the hell out of that child.
Mm-hmm.
But what you just did, you just suppressed that child's curiosity to be an inventor and to be a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we just need to understand that our children will give us those problems, and make sure that you're ready to replace your TV, your radio, and all of that. Because
mm-hmm.
that's what creates the geniuses within a child, when
mm-hmm.
they have the freedom
to
express and to expand and that curiosity that they have.
Right. So you mentioned curiosity a couple of times, and even in our speaking and talking, it's mentioned a lot. Mm-hmm. And you talk about suppression of curiosity. Why is it so important not to do so? Because sometimes, you hear parents say, yeah, man, you're too busybody, or you chat too much or whatever.
because of the fact that we, you know, uh, we talk about living an example in a democratic society,
Mm-hmm.
because a democratic society is freedom of speech and freedom to be. But a family is a dictatorship.
It's true.
There's no democracy in a family structure. I pay the bills, you listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the head of this house, and when you want to have a say, you get your own job, your own apartment, and your own house.
You're right, yeah, but not under my roof. That's a famous one. Not under my roof.
Exactly. Not under my roof.
Not under my
So
roof.
therefore, how can you have freedom of speech and a child growing up understanding how to express themselves when you have a dictatorship structure
Mm-hmm.
as the family structure?
Mm-hmm. But
Just
what?
can't be.
But what about parents that say, "Listen, there are certain rules, right? There are certain values that I have to implement, and if they're not going by these rules and so forth, then we have to come down real hard." And that's where it gets difficult. As far as they're concerned, this is no time now to be experimenting and talking about, oh, yes, you can, yeah, break down my TV and, try to put it back. And if you can't put it back, let's go buy another one or any other examples along those
Yeah.
lines.
I tell you something, and that is the tricky part.
Mm-hmm.
An example, if you was born in the 60s and you was a hippie and you going to all these hippie parties and taking these smoking and having fun,
Mm-hmm.
people would tell what a failure you are.
Right.
But majority of all the tech geniuses were the pot smokers that existed in the 60s.
The irony of that, eh? Yeah.
Right. They dropped out of school,
Mm-hmm.
they dropped out of college, Steve Jobs, all the technology geniuses went through that,
Right.
expanded their mind and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes if we don't know something, we criticize it
Yeah. True.
and we condemn it
Yeah.
and so forth. So let me give you a good example.
Please.
Divorce also create a major problem in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter is famous. She's well known. I have not spoken to my daughter in 15, 20 years, maybe more than 25, 30 years, one-to-one, the way we're speaking.
You have
Because
not
her
spoken to
mother
your. Okay, go ahead. Speak.
her mother corrupted her against me.
Mm.
For whatever reason, that's what happened in a divorce.
Mm.
Okay?
And that happens a lot. That's a big issue.
And my son, if my little finger touch hurt me, my son, 49 years old, go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, if you telling me that I'm sick, my son will find a way to swim from New York to Jamaica to be beside me.
Right. Right.
And let me tell you a story. My son, in his coming up with guys in selling marijuana and so forth, got arrested, got locked up. I never once criticized him. I said, son, you need to pay the price for your own mistake. I never cussed him out, never said how crazy he is, just supported him and said, look, you need to do that. Today, my son would tell you, Daddy, if there's two boats in the ocean and my mother want to use one, you're not coming for you first.
Wow. Mm.
Because I have never criticized my son,
Mm-hmm.
never condemned him. I always support him, but let him know he must take responsibility for
Right.
his actions.
Okay. So that's a key thing. You got to take responsibility for those actions. Yeah.
That's right.
That's the key. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And to me, that's what's taking place. Right now, I have a young man, 12 years old.
Oh, happy you're going
a little
there.
autistic
Mm-hmm.
in his own way. And I criticize this kid as being stubborn and so forth. Now they're living with me for at least a couple of months now. I realize he's a genius.
Mm.
I apologize in my own soul for how rough I have treated him.
Mm-hmm.
All he needed was someone to just let him be.
Yeah.
And I gave him a TV, computer. he played with it, then he leave it alone. He always on his on his pad. No,
Mm-hmm.
he just leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
He have cards he playing with. He just want to be curious. He just want to
Yeah,
be
just want to
creative.
be, as you said. Leave him be.
And
Mm-hmm.
and to my surprise, he came home the other day and said, "Mr. Chambers, how was your day?"
Oh,
Wow.
that makes
What?
my day.
I mean, I was ready to take this guy back to his mother
Mm-hmm.
and put him in some foster home or
Mm-mm.
whatever. And sometimes you just have to be patient,
Yes, yes, yeah.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
and take yourself out of the equation. It's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about that child.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And if that child
Absolutely.
wants to be a dancer, a painter, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
look, let me give you a good example.
Please.
I came out of the United States Air Force to go to law school. I worked for one of the best law firms in New York called Cravat, Swain and Moore as a file clerk. While in my lunch break, I saw this magician on the street doing magic tricks, card tricks. I befriended him, became one of the best card trick player. And during my lunch break, I was doing magic tricks on the street. I realized I was making more money with people dropping dollars in my hat than I was making working as a law clerk.
Mm.
I quit my job and became a street magician. My wife kicked me out of the house. I didn't marry a damn street magician.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started to do commercial and working, performing with Muhammad Ali and all those guys, she wanted me back
Of
then
course. Of course.
because I was becoming famous.
Mm.
But the point is this, is your dream.
Oh, yes.
It's your dream. And whatever your passion, your dream is, be ready to pay the consequence and the price.
Mm-hmm. So you
People
were
want to
willing
turn
to do that.
against you. People want to say you're crazy. You have no ambition. You are this, you are that. But if you are happy, other people's opinion of you is not your damn business.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of your business.
So true, my brother. So true.
Absolutely none of your business.
Mm-hmm. So you don't need to take
Just
it
do
on.
whatever you got to do to
Mm-hmm.
be happy.
Right.
I love
So.
my daughter unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
Every year I wish her happy birthday. And there's nothing in this world will let me stop loving my daughter, even though I'm not being with her for almost 30 years.
So
She's 52 years old.
in that time, I'm so happy you mentioned that. I love the direction that you're going in because a lot of parents would probably think that, okay, I'm a bad parent because I haven't communicated with my child for 30 years, or they have another view, whether it's your ex-wife or I don't know what your daughter thinks, whatever. Well, she hasn't communicated with you. That makes you a bad parent, but not necessarily so.
Exactly.
It doesn't. And they come down hard on themselves because of that issue. As you would call it. You know.
And let me tell you something very important.
Yes.
I have never regretted
Mm-hmm.
I've meeting my ex because she gave me two beautiful kids.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
And I appreciated that moment, even though it did not work out, and I think she was very unfair towards me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate her because she's still my parent, my two kids' mother.
Mother. Right.
Wish her well. I think she have done me injustice,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay. I still would talk with her. I still would say, hello, I'm not spoken to her, but I have no hatred towards her,
Right.
and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's what life is all about. We
Mm-hmm.
have too much bitterness.
Yeah. Too much bitterness, especially in these type of relationships, parenting. How many parents out there that are not speaking to their children? There's some issue, big time, and wives. There's so much bitterness, as you say.
Can I share something even more crazy? I turned to my ex-wife at the time and I said, give me custody of my daughter and my son.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me custody of my son, and she said her daughter is her security. That means she can take me to court to get alimony and payment.
Oh,
Not
dear.
because she
Love her, right?
not because she loved my daughter and so forth, but that was her security and her bank. How many women today having multiple children because they feel insecurity?
That is a
And the
valid
children
point.
become the victim of all these materialistic approach and views in life.
Oh boy. It's a sad commentary, especially as we say we celebrate Parent Month and Youth Month, and we have all of these themes, and sometimes we're not getting anywhere in terms of how we're growing within the themes. How are we enabling each other? How are we removing the bitterness, as you say?
That's right.
How are we making ourselves more, into better beings in how we relate to our children, how parents relate to their children, how children relate to their parents. Because a good example is a young man you have in your home. Look at the stage where you're at with him now. He's 12, and you're a much older man. And I don't see the generation gaps per se. You weren't aware about his particular psychological status until afterwards, and you held on. And now you're look at the situation now. What a beautiful you come home and he says, "How was your day, Mr. Chambers?" Which was, you didn't even think he could even process that. It's amazing.
This kid is smart. He remember things, but he have to process it his way.
All right. His way.
And
Yes.
that's right. And you have to know how to allow him to process things his way. And I think he's going to do extremely well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So the lesson that we're learning so far, Theo, is I say patience and love. Those are the two that I'm picking out. There are others, but to me the most important right now are the ones love and patience. In sealing up, how do we because it's not an easy road. Tell us how we can help ourselves to deal with these attributes. And it doesn't happen overnight. The love and the patience and the curiosity.
First thing is you got to be comfortable with yourself. It starts with you as a person.
Yeah.
And realize that, an example, this young lady, a lot of people come to me for counseling and stuff and say, look, she and her mother don't get along at all. But her mother had her when she was 12, 13 years old. And her father was, 10 years older than her mother, or 15 years older than her mother.
Oh, wow.
And her mother was 13 years old. And she always tell her mother what to do, and she don't like things. But I turned to her and I said, don't you realize that your mother might have felt that your birth stifled her growth and who she was? Her own parent turned against her. You have to be sympathetic with your mother because you don't know what she went through.
Of course.
At 13. And you criticizing her and all of that stuff. We also need to understand what our parents have gone through.
The
sacrifice the parents have made. Look, Bill Cosby made a statement that was so funny. He said, all children is a curse.
Oh, dear.
And you said, what? Children is a curse? He said, yeah, children is a curse. They said, prove it. He said, you remember when your mother pointed her finger and said, wait till when you get your children, you know exactly what I was telling you? No, you turn to your children and say, wait till when you get your children.
Oh, my God, that's so true.
Then no, your children want to say, wait till when you get your children. And the curse goes down from generation to generation. Wait till when you get your children. You say exactly what I was telling you.
Right. That is so true. That is so
and the
true.
curse goes down from generation
to generation. Yeah. But we're laughing and we're smiling, and that's an important part of it, too. That even when some things happen within the home, and so we can even laugh. Sometimes we're just too stiff. We're too, Yeah. We can laugh and, laugh with the children and spend a lot of time with the children, take the children out, do things together. Don't develop that generation gap, because a lot of times there's this so-called generation gap that, brings, a issue, into the whole family setting. But it can work. It can work. I see you're a prime example with that young man in your home, more recent example. It's working. right now, here and now, it's working.
Listen, within the last 25 years that I've been living in Jamaica, we have had at least 6 to 8 people living in our house, young people.
Yes.
Like Stacey Ann, who's now in Canada, married, have kids. The amount of people we brought into our house and take the last dollar we have to help them grow and who they are.
Beautiful.
People stay there, As you know, our home belongs to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, one of the beds have your name on it.
I'm telling you, I have my room there.
When you come to Negril, you don't stay nowhere else but right there with us.
That's right.
So,
no way.
You know what we are saying is the truth.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say, keep on doing what you're doing yourself and Sharon, your wife. Really and truly, we can see how the parenting is. We can see how the development is.
And I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Sharon has been a powerful powerhouse in this relationship.
Yes.
And she have accepted and been a team player in everyone who comes to the house.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
She have never fight or rejected or she might get angry 1 minute, but in 2 seconds, she's back to normal, loving, caring self.
That's true.
So I am blessed.
Yes, you are. And then the beautiful thing is you're blessed and you continue to bless others. And that's key. So the more blessings you give is the more blessings you get,
Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, Theo. The theme for the themes for November, which is Parent Month and so forth, and Youth Month, ends on November, but not for us. We continue to live the live. We continue to live the live in making families a better space and place, and I really want to commend you for doing that as well.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day. Blessed day. Happy day. All right. That's Theo Chambers. Yeah, Theo Chambers. Speaking on the key to parenting by using a lot of examples of his own. And that is so important when you bring up examples, of situations in your life and how you overcome them. And, you don't paint a picture that only was perfection. You see, he hasn't spoken to his daughter in 30 years, due to circumstances after a divorce. But he's willing, and it hasn't hardened him. And he's not bitter. Can you see that bitter something there? Oh, my God, it will kill you quicker than you ought to go. So I like the idea of how Theo always brings in these personal experiences. So thanks again, Theo. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to go into Make We Talk Sport with Dudley Thompson. He's all about the World Cup. I'm vying for Ghana, and Ghana won a match this morning. Yes, I'm going to post that. Thank you for posting that, Kabu. We're wagging this, but we're voting. We are bringing up the African teams, which is Ghana for sure. All right, so I'm going to take a pause for the cause. Then we're going to come right back. Yes, for Dudley Thompson. Dudley Thompson for Make We Talk Sport on a Monday. Soon come.
Pilling. Yes, Miss Isis. This class is entertaining. I love this class because it is educating.
This class just rootsy. Rootsy.
Absolutely, with no apology.
Because this is Rootsology.
Yay!
Get the real inner city community news and be informed. You can do all that and more on City Beat, Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM. City Beat puts you in the know and keeps you rocking in the world of knowledge. So let City Beat catch you on Roots 96.1 FM, Monday to Friday at 12:45 for City Beat. City Beat is the pulse of the city, so don't miss it. Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM.
Serve. Come here, I'm going to reach home and come and go listen to Daniel on Roots FM.
Well, I do. Nobody rush me at that, huh? So we make you want to go listen Roots FM so urgent.
The man show nice, plus it full of cash and prizes.
Oh, yeah,
He
really?
play good music, plus it educational and just full of vibes. So just try hurry up here, man.
See your thing there, yeah.
Tune in on Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM with DJ Daniel. The Launch.
Pure Talent Radio Show presents.
It's Pure Talent each and every Friday.
Roots FM 96.1 FM. Hosted by Digital Kim. I don't know we have
Freestyle Fridays. Top 10 countdown charts.
Top 5 music video charts. I don't know.
Business advertisement. Event coverage.
I don't know number to call. 1876-778-4603. Yes, I am. Email us